Also check the link below for the sewing tutorial of the crop top. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Choma of Choma Stitches, and today we are going to be sewing a pencil skirt. So let's get straight into drafting. So the full length of this skirt is 21 inches. I'm going to go ahead and mark out 21 inches. Next, I'm going to mark out my waist to my hip measurement, and this is 7.5 inches. And then I'm going to be dividing the box between front and the back pattern. I will use the largest part of my measurement, which is my hip. And so my hip divided by 4 will be 10.25. So I'm going to mark out, say, 11 inches. And so I have gone ahead to mark out 11 inches here, 11 inches here, and I added 1 inch at the back for the zip allowance. Okay, so next I'm going to be inputting my measurements. And so my hip 41 inches divided by 4 is 10.25 inches. I'm going to go ahead and mark out 10.25 inches. And my waist is 28 inches. 28 inches divided by 4 is 7 inches. I'm going to be adding 1 inch for that. So I will mark 8 inches instead of 7 inches. So I can connect these lines. And for the pencil effect, I like to take out 2 inches from my hip. Okay, so 2 inches from my hip will make this place 8.25 inches. So I'm going to mark 8.25 inches for the down part of the skirt. And so I will connect it. Also try to smoothen here so you don't have any pointy lines here. And next we're going to take out the dart, and for my dart I like to work with my bust pan, which is my nipple to the nipple measurement, and for me it's 8 inches divided by 2 will be 4 inches. So I'm going to mark out 4 inches, and for the front I'm going to come in to 4 inches down, and I'm going to mark it, and then I'll take out my dart, which is 1 inch, half an inch on both sides of the line. I'll connect it. And for the back I'll use the same 4 inches for the dart, and for the depth I'm going to come down, say, 4.5 inches, and then I'm going to roll my line, and I will mark out the 1 inch, which is half an inch on both sides. And so for the waistline, because of how curved in my waistline is, I like to take out half an inch at the back here. It also helps to help your zip to relax. So I'll take out half an inch from the zip allowance, and I'll come down to, say, 3.5 inches, and I'll roll the line to meet that. I will slant it like so. Now when you are making a gown, you take out this half an inch both from the upper bodies and the lower bodies so that your zip will not bulge. Okay, this is our pattern. I'm going to go ahead and cut out this pattern. So I'm just extending this, creating an arc here, so that this, when you cut out your pattern, after you take out your dart, there will not be any depth around here. Okay, so this is the pattern for the pencil skirt. This is a simple pencil skirt. I'm going to go ahead and cut out my pattern. Okay, also note that even though we took out half an inch from the waistline here, when we are sewing the zipper, we will still use the complete 1 inch. Okay, automatically the way we have cut this out, because it's from the waistline, there's already a band on it. Okay, well, because it started from your waistline. So if you want to now reduce the band, like I like to do, you have to come down here and take out like 1.5 inch as the band of this skirt. When I'm going to transfer it to fabric, and I'm going to re-add the band when I'm sewing it. Okay, so before you take out your band, you have to take in the dart, because your band does not need a dart. So I'm going to fold in the dart, and then I'll mark out my 1.5 inch, and I'll connect it like so, and I'll cut it out. Okay, so now at this point, note that when you are sewing and you want to take out your dart, the dart here is no longer up to 1 inch. So what I have here is about 0.75 inches. So that is the dart I'm going to take out. I'm no longer going to take out 1 inch dart since we now have a band for it. Okay, so I can label this band and I will indicate minus 1.5 for band, so that next time when I want to use this pattern, I will remember that I took out 1.5 for band. Okay, and then hip is 41 and waist is 28. Okay, so this is for future purposes when I want to use it. That's why I'm indicating all of this, and I've indicated that this is the front and this is the back, and I'm going to use a tape to hold on this, and I'll transfer my pattern to fabric. And so I've transferred it to fabric, and like I mentioned, the lining is exactly the measurement of the pattern, while the main fabric is 1 inch longer than the pattern, and then there is a half an inch on the top for joining the band and this, and then 1.5 inch on the side for the seam allowance. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do now is take out the pins, and then I'll start concealing the rough parts with the lining piece. So what I'm going to do is take this, and I'm going to go ahead and sew. I'm going to go ahead and sew the hem with 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch. Okay, and then I'm going to sew the side. So I'm going to sew the hem first. As you can see that the top part is longer than the lining. Okay, so when I'm done sewing the hem, I'm going to move the lining up and then sew the sides. That way the main fabric will now have this kind of effect at the down part. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the back piece before we'll now start sewing it. Okay, so I've gone ahead to sew all the sides and ironed it, and look at how clean it's looking from the inside. This is exactly what we wanted. This is the back pieces. So now I'm going to go ahead and take out the darts, and then we can attach the band. I've cut out the band, so I cut out these long strips, 2 of them. Okay, so one is going to be for the front, and the other one I'm going to be cutting it into 2 to get half of the each for half of the back piece. Okay, so this is going to be for the back piece, and I have it to be as wide as 5 inches, so that when I sew in with 1 inch, I'm going to have 2 inches left, because it's going to be like this on the skirt. Okay, so let me mark out the lines for the dart. So to mark out your dart line, just from the middle, for the front here, just choose from the middle, and you're going to come in by 4 inches, which is the dart we took, and then come in here by 4 inches for the front. Okay, so this is going to be my dart line. I'll do the same for the back pieces, and then so let's take out the darts. I've taken out the darts, so now I am going to attach the band to it. Okay, so to attach the band, I'm going to go ahead and sew it with a straight line first, and then I will turn it up. Okay, so I've sewn the band. I've sewn the band one line first. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it up. Look at what I've done here. After sewing here, I fold it like so in half, and turn up this place. The next part, I turned it up, and I went ahead to sew here. So when I cut this place out like this, the excess, and turn it inside out like this, you're going to have a neatly finished edge like this. And so I can now go ahead and fold in here like this and top stitch it to conceal everything inside, so that all the rough parts will be inside. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to now fold this one like this. I'm going to fold this like this, and then I'll fold it in 1/2 inch inside, and I'll fold it together like this, and I'm going to go ahead and top stitch it. I'm going to sew here to lock it together, so that when I turn it inside out, it will come out looking this way. All right, so here I have gone ahead to top stitch on the band. As you can see, looking so clean, like everything looking so clean. Okay, here, so beautiful. And this is the back pieces. Repeated the same thing, and now it's time to attach the zipper. So I'm going to go ahead and sew, because I would like the zipper to start from somewhere around the hip area or a little bit after the hip. So from here, I'm going to hold here down by 1 inch, and I'm going to stop somewhere around here because of course I want it to have a slit. It's a pencil skirt. We don't want it to hold my leg and I won't be able to walk comfortably. So I'm going to hold it down by 1 inch and I'll stop somewhere around here. And then I am going to attach the zipper and then we'll join the pieces together. Okay, so I've attached the zipper here, and the zipper is longer than what I need, and so I have to cut it out. And so I'm going to cut out from here. Now this is it. When you cut out your zipper like this, it is not okay to leave it like this, and that's why I make this pocket, this zip pocket, that I can wear on it to cover up every rough part so that it doesn't loosen. So I'm going to go ahead and sew here. And so to prepare this zip pocket, what I do is I fold here like this, fold here like this inside, and then I'm fold it again to this other side. So when I sew here and sew here, when you turn it inside out, you have a neat, it will come out like this. So when you sew it, it's going to come out like this. Okay, that is how I achieve this. So basically you can lock here down, lock here then, and then fold it like this, and lock here and lock here, and then when you turn it inside out, this is what you achieve. Okay, I use it for most of the clothes I make, especially if I have to cut out part of the zipper. That is how I keep it looking clean, and it has this, it looks even nicer when you do it. Look at the effect, it's so cute. Okay, all right, so this is the zipper from the front, so beautiful. Okay, all right, so now we are going to go ahead. This is so clean, like, and also look at here, I went ahead to I folded the allowance to one direction and just locked it there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is put a hemming gum on this one facing here, iron it so that it stays this way and it stops coming up. So this one will just lap like this, and that will be our slit. That's a beautiful slit. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead, place this on top of this and lock it. Okay, so guys, if at this point you have not liked this video already, please give us a thumbs up. I beg of you, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. I beg of you, please subscribe and share this video so that this community will grow, so that this beautiful family will grow. And to the old subscribers, I want to say thank you so much for sticking around with me. God bless you. And for those who are new to this channel, thank you so much for joining this family. I hope this family helps you to grow in your fashion and tailoring business or personal use, however you do your tailoring. So see you guys in my next sewing tutorial. Bye bye.
I was looking for an audio to go with this video, but honestly, the dress is the audio. It doesn't need anything else.
Also check out the link in the description box for the sewing tutorial of the dress you see on the left hand side of this video, and also for the link to the sewing tutorial of this beautiful crop top. And yes, I am loving my outfit.